Hey guys, I'm Erica Traister, and I wanted to share with you how to get started in a meditation practice. So, my meditation journey started several years ago. I had made the decision to quit law school. I was going to law school part time in the evenings. I was working a full time job. I was a newlywed, and pretty quickly realized that was not the path for me. So I made the decision to quit law school and immediately found myself meditating in our spare bedroom. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I wanted to be still. I wanted to sit by myself in silence. And after that, I just kind of dabbled in and out of meditation. I started a yoga practice and was really becoming committed to that. And so then I did a yoga teacher training program. And during my yoga teacher training program, it was required that we meditate every single day for the whole 9 months. And when I first heard that, I was a little scared. I thought, there's no way I can do anything daily for the next 9 months. And quickly became my favorite part of my teacher training. Out of all of the things that I learned to be a yoga teacher, both when it comes to teaching others and what I learned for myself and about myself, that daily meditation practice was absolutely key. It completely can change your life. And the best thing about it is that it's not something that needs to be done in really huge chunks throughout your week. Meditating is something that works best daily. Just taking 3 to 5 minutes every day to just be by yourself, to be still, to be quiet, has so many more results, so many more benefits for you than doing a 30-minute meditation once a week. So meditation can sound really scary. We are hearing about it all over the place these days, and about all of the benefits that meditation can provide, whether that be physically, it can help heal you emotionally, it can help to calm your nervous system, to deal with trauma, to deal with past pain. I mean, just about anything. Meditation can make that easier for you. And we get scared by it. It sounds very intimidating and we don't know where to start. So, good news for you, getting started with a meditation practice is really quite simple. So, when we meditate, there are 3 things that we are looking for. We want to be in a quiet space. So, if you are a stay-at-home mom, trying to meditate while your toddler is running around, may be really good for you sometimes, but it's probably not the best place to start a meditation practice. If you are, working and you come home and there are people in your house, in the evening, maybe best to wait until you go to bed. So just finding a place in your home that is quiet, that feels spacious, that feels comfortable for you, so that you can come to a comfortable seat. So sitting up comfortably for a meditation can mean several different things depending on how you feel in your body. So for myself, I really enjoy sitting cross-legged on the edge of a pillow or some blankets. So I have my throws on our couch. I fold them up a certain way so that they are nice and flat. I stack 2 of them up so that I'm elevated a few inches. And this just really helps when we lift up our sit bones. Our hips can open up more, our knees and legs relax, and this just helps us to meditate. It's more difficult to concentrate on our breathing if we're really uncomfortable in how we're sitting. For others, just sitting on your heels for a little while may feel really good for you. And then you can also sit in a chair. So, when you sit in a chair to meditate, you want to make sure that your feet are firmly planted on the floor, and this just allows for you to be grounded. So, when we are sitting on the ground, we are grounding ourselves, and when you sit in a chair, you can get that same grounding effect if you make sure that your feet are flat on the floor and that you're just sitting up nice and tall. And then the next thing you want to do when you're meditating is just concentrating on your breath. I like to start all of my students off with a simple breath-centered meditation because it's easy to learn, it's not that scary, and it helps to calm us down because we're also concentrating on the breath, and breathing exercises have that ability too, to really just relax us and make us feel really good. So once you find that comfortable seat, your concentration is going to be on your breath. So when I first started meditating, I did this breath-centered meditation for the longest time. I wasn't interested in learning or doing anything else. Since then, I've ventured out and tried different styles of meditation. Some of them I really enjoy, some of them not so much. But having that foundation of knowing how to return to my breath, I think has been really key in learning different styles, because I myself know how calming that is for me, and I can return to that even if I'm doing something else. And I think that's a really good word of advice for anything that you're doing. Once we learn how to concentrate on our breath, how to slow our breath down, and a meditation practice is a good place to start that, we can more easily do that in everything else that we're doing. And that is why meditation is so important, so life-changing. We learn to slow down our breath when we are getting upset with our spouse. We learn how to take a moment to pause before we, have a moment of road rage, or we get flustered with ourselves for dropping and shattering our favorite mug, or whatever it may be. It starts to create more space, a little more space in the breath and space mentally, so that we can act in life instead of constantly reacting to everything that's going on around us. It puts us back in control. Okay, so once we have that comfortable seat and we start to concentrate on our breath, the best way to do that when we're new to meditation is to literally just notice our inhale and notice our exhale. So we are going to simply notice the breath. There are breathing exercises where you can count you can count your inhales and count your exhales. I absolutely adore those. They're fabulous. But when we're meditating, we're doing our best to let it all go. So instead of concentrating on that counting of the breath, we just want to notice how the breath moves in through your nose, and then notice how the breath moves out. A really great way to allow yourself to keep that concentration and to keep the body relaxed is to recite some sort of a mantra while you are inhaling and exhaling out of your nose. So again, mantra might sound a little scary for some of you. If so, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. It doesn't need to be in Sanskrit. The mantra that I was taught that I just absolutely love is simply let go. So every time you inhale through your nose, you'll just say to yourself, let, and then every time you'll exhale, you'll say go. So inhaling let, and exhaling go. And you'll say this to yourself over and over and over and over and over again. And that's okay. That is all that you need to do. So a lot of times, a big question that comes up or statement that is made is that I can't meditate because I can't stop thinking, or am I meditating correctly? I can't stop thinking. And it's good that you're noticing that. Meditation is a practice of noticing and listening, and you're already meditating if you are noticing that you can't stop thinking. So, yes, with a long meditation practice, meaning, maybe the course of many months or many years, it may become easier for you on some days to completely quiet the mind. That is what you are reaching towards, but that isn't what you have to be doing to be meditating. So, meditation is simply that practice of noticing. So, you're repeating to yourself that mantra of let go. All of a sudden, the thought appears, oh my gosh, I really need to go to the grocery store. I have no idea what I'm making for dinner. And as soon as you notice that your thoughts have moved to that place, you come back to your breath, you come back to your mantra, you forget about your dinner plans, and you return to inhaling let and exhaling go. Showing up is all that's required. So as long as you are showing up to a meditation or a meditation practice, that's all that you have to do. Some days are going to be calm and it's going to be really easy for you to just kind of sink into that place. And then other days, not so much. You might be experiencing a lot of stressful events right now in your life. You may simply just be having a bad day, and it's okay to sit for an entire 10 minutes and not be able to turn off the thoughts. They just keep racing. As long as you are noticing that and really making an attempt to return to your breath. Another thing that can come up is feeling uncomfortable while you are sitting. So you're sitting still and all of a sudden your nose starts to itch. You have a little uncomfortableness in your shoulder. You just want to crack it. Your toes are feeling a little bit tingly. I'm saying this because this is how I'm feeling right now, just from sitting on my heels. And you know what? All you have to do is breathe through it. This crazy thing happens that as soon as you itch your nose, all of a sudden your ear itches, your shoulder itches, your stomach itches, and you begin fidgeting. And there's nothing wrong with a little movement, but if you can allow yourself in those moments that are uncomfortable to concentrate even more on your breath and to really continue to sit in your stillness, then your meditation practice and that action is going to do so many amazing things for you when you are not sitting in meditation and things come up that are agitating, that are aggravating, and you are able to notice them and to simply breathe. Okay, so now that we've gone over how we can just sit in a simple seated breath-centered meditation, we've gone over that big roadblock a lot of people have for starting a meditation practice, which is, I can't stop my thoughts. There's no way I can do this. The next thing that comes up for people is, when am I going to meditate? So like I said, it's so much more beneficial to meditate more often as opposed to like scheduling it on your calendar once a week. It's those small things that we do most often that lead to the best results. So for a beginner, you can meditate for 3 minutes. That is such a good amount of time to really concentrate on the breath and calm yourself down and give yourself a little bit of confidence. It feels really good to know that we set ourselves a goal and we accomplished it. So I always meditate using my smartphone. I just set the timer on my phone. These days I'll put it in airplane mode, turn the volume off, and I just set it next to me and I do my meditation. I trust that my timer is set and that I will continue to breathe and repeat let go until my timer goes off. Yes, there are times where I completely forget to set the timer, and instead of 5 minutes, 10 minutes goes by, and I'm like, okay, I really know it's been way more than 5 minutes, especially since I've been meditating for a while. I have an idea of how long I've been sitting for, but then I just say, you know what? Apparently today I was really meant to meditate for 10 minutes, and it's perfectly fine. But you just trust that the timer is set, because you will feel a little uncomfortable as you are sitting in your stillness and breathing, especially if you're new. When we start a meditation practice, even if we are the home by ourselves, we can feel a little intimidated, like, is someone spying on me? Like, I'm just sitting here, my eyes are closed. Are my neighbors peeking in my window? Like, what's going on? Um, and it's okay to have those thoughts and those hesitations. We simply breathe through them. So you can meditate either in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, really whatever works for you. And that phrase is key. You need to do what works for you. I know a lot of yoga yogis that meditate in the morning, and for a while there, that wasn't something that I was able to do. And so an afternoon meditation when my kids went down for their nap was something that I knew I could do every day. My kids are going down for a nap every day, so I can go and meditate for 5 minutes after I put them down for their naps, because that routine can really help us too to make sure that we do it. So if you're a morning person, first thing in the morning is an amazing time to meditate. The mind is already calm, and it really helps to set us up for the day ahead. We can move through that day with the space that we've created in our mind and with our breath. We're just starting off in a really good place. If you are not a morning person, do not try to meditate in the morning, especially when you're starting off. You can meditate before bed. That is another really great time where you're starting to calm yourself down. You're starting to slow down into your evening. You can even sit in bed. I love to do that. I'll just prop up my pillows. I'll sit on the edge of them. I'll set the timer on my phone. I'll meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, and then once the timer goes off, I go ahead and lay down and go to bed. And it really helps to create a more restful evening, night of sleep, and can help the next day too, just for yourself to be nice and calm. So I hope this was helpful. I get questions all the time about meditation, people wanting to start, they don't know what to do, they're really scared to do it at home, and I promise you, it really is just as simple as finding a comfortable seat, finding a place that's quiet, and concentrating on that breath. Start with 3 minutes, and as you start to feel really comfortable with that time frame, you can increase it just 1 minute at a time. So maybe next week it's 4 minutes, the week after that it's 5, just to see what really feels good for you. So I hope you have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching.